The feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk has gotten much, much worse, with Elon Musk even accusing Donald Trump of being in the Epstein Files. He says that the reason why the Trump administration has not released the Epstein Files is because, in his words, it is because Donald Trump is in these files. Now, listen, I know that Donald Trump has had contact with Epstein. I know that Donald Trump has had very bad things to say about Epstein. I have no reason to believe that Donald Trump is involved with Epstein in some of the capacity that some of those other individuals were. But I will like to say, I am wondering, where are these Epstein files? And if there was any time to release these Epstein files, I think now would be a great time to release the files. I'm not saying that any of this is true. I'm not giving any weight to Elon Musk's accusations. This does appear to stem from Elon Musk's disagreement with the Trump administration's spending bill, the big, beautiful bill, which he has been very critical of. And he says it's because he does not support the deficit being raised by, $2.5 to $4 trillion. He's agreeing with Thomas Massey. He's agreeing with Rand Paul on this issue. But if you take a look at his Twitter, there's a lot of stuff that he is saying that does seem to start with his disagreement of Donald Trump over this bill. And it culminates, at least right now, it has culminated into him accusing Donald Trump of being involved with Jeffrey Epstein. So here you see, this has been in the past hour. He tweets about balanced budget or bust. And then he says, I super agree with this guy. He is retweeting Speaker Mike Johnson from 2018, where Mike Johnson said at some point Congress has to stop this endless cycle of out of control deficit spending. So he is basically bringing up things that Republicans have said in the past where they have supported out of control spending, and he is essentially trying to hold them to their own word. He also retweets John Ehrlichman. He says Congress is spending America into bankruptcy, and this is the tweet that he is referencing in 2024. The deficit, $1.13 trillion. If you go all the way to 2014, $416 billion. So he is really trying to point out something that has to do with the deficit. Now, does this mean that his disagreement with the bill is because of the deficit? No, but he knows that the American people care about the deficit. He knows that Republicans are always bringing attention to the deficit. Thus, this is what I believe, at least, he is trying to bring attention to the fact that this bill is increasing the deficit quite a bit. And if you go up here, he retweets Konstantin Kisin, and he calls Donald Trump a liar because Donald Trump eventually, he had to have heard about this, what Elon Musk was doing. Donald Trump himself made a statement on video in a press conference that he held in the Oval Office. But Donald Trump, he truthed this. I'm going to go to the actual Truth Social post that he made. He said, Elon Musk was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. And then in parentheses, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. And in response to this, Elon Musk not only retweets the post, he says, such an obvious lie, so sad. So it's weird to see, these two figures that we loved during the campaign season, all of a sudden they are feuding. And this is not a low-level feud. This is high-level stuff. And there are high-level accusations being thrown around. Scroll up. I'm just reading his feed right now. This is the one that caused all the controversy right here. Elon Musk tweeted out this. I'm sure you can see it here. He said, time to drop the really big bomb. Time to drop the really big bomb. And then he tags Donald Trump's Twitter account directly. @RealDonaldTrump is in the Epstein Files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. And then he replied, he said, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. So what? So Elon Musk actually went there. He actually went to the Epstein Files. He knows this is another thing that Americans care about. The average American citizen is wondering, why haven't these files been released? What's going on? Why are all of a sudden Dan Bongino and Kash Patel acting all sketchy about the Epstein situation? They're saying that Epstein didn't unalive himself, where I think the majority of the average American believes that there was something sketchy that happened with what happened in that jail cell. And there's also a lot of people wondering what's going on. Why are they focusing on that? Is this a red herring to give the American people for the American people to look over here when they're really not doing anything about releasing these files? I've seen that accused as well. Why are these files not being released? Why did Pam Bondi release a fake binder to social media influencers that contained nothing new? And then on the cover of the binder, it said Epstein Files, like there was something new to be learned, and there was nothing new. Who were the people that were communicating and getting involved in the situations that Epstein was providing them? Where's the list? What's going on with that? So he knows that this is another issue that the American people are. It's a hot topic with the American people, and this is going to throw some shade on Donald Trump. And I believe what this ultimately is, just kind of observing where this is stemming from, is he cannot be happy with something that is in this spending bill. And this is something he just tweeted. And this just happened while I was recording this video. While I'm recording this video right now, he tweeted a video of Donald Trump. So let's take a look at this.
We're lucky to have him. I have to tell you, I want to thank you all. And Elon, I want to thank you. I know you've been through a lot with this horrible situation that happens.
That's right. Saving America.
It's very unfair. What he is a patriot. Here's a man that I can tell you, he's a friend of mine. He's become a friend of mine. He supported me in the election. That's when I got to know him. Really, I knew him a little bit from the first term, but not much. But he's a patriot more than anything else. He's never, think of it, he has never asked me for a thing. He could have. I always say, I wonder if he's ever going to ask me for something. And that's always subject to change. And if it does.
Okay, so this appears to be a video that Donald Trump posted, or that was posted of the Trump administration, of a press conference in the past where Donald Trump is praising Elon Musk, saying that he hasn't asked him for anything, because Donald Trump is accusing Elon Musk of wanting these EV mandates that he says he took out of the bill. So I think Elon Musk is trying to refute this by saying, no, this actually did not happen. Also, another new tweet. In light of the president's statement about the cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. And he retweeted, or actually posted, a post by Donald Trump on True Social, where Donald Trump said the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. So this is a full-fledged war, and this is getting absolutely crazy. This right here is a video. I'm just trying to go through these as quick as possible so you can kind of get a context as to what is going on. I didn't really prepare that much for this video because this stuff was kind of flying at me at a million miles an hour. President Trump, in a press conference today, said that he was very disappointed in Elon. He said, I've helped Elon a lot. And Elon also responded to this video in a tweet a little bit earlier today, where he said that he was the one that got Donald Trump elected, and that the Trump administration and Donald Trump should be appreciative of that. But this is Donald Trump talking about Elon Musk. So he's very aware of what's going on, and he is not happy at all. Take a look.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. He knew.
Okay, so it does appear to be something going on. And like I said, what do you guys think? Do you think this has something to do with the bill? That's the only reason why I can gather that Elon Musk would do an 180 on Donald Trump. It has to do with something with this spending bill. It's not a coincidence that all of a sudden there's this controversy over the spending bill, how much is increasing the deficit. And there has been a lot of detractors calling this out. Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, and a couple others. And then Elon Musk jumps on that bandwagon, and he realizes that this is something that the American people are, in fact, rightfully concerned about. So he doubles down on this, and he is making it a whole thing. And it's become such an issue that even Kanye West has tweeted about it. And I saw someone say something along the lines of, it's pretty bad when Kanye West has become the voice of reason. If you don't know the whole history with Kanye West, he's not really exactly seen in other people's eyes as the most stable individual. But this is what Kanye West, or Ye, tweeted. He said, "Bros, please no. We both love you so much." And he's referencing Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And further, kind of going into a little more conspiracy here, some people are calling out the fact that Elon Musk, in his last visit to the Oval Office with Donald Trump, he showed up with a black eye that he blamed on his son, Lil X. And some people are saying maybe it wasn't Lil X. Maybe there's something more nefarious going on here with Elon Musk, but this is the interaction here.
Is your eye okay? What happened to your eye? I noticed there's a bruise there.
Well, it wasn't. I wasn't anywhere near France, so.
What does that mean?
No,
I didn't notice it.
First lady of France.
I didn't notice.
I just wasn't around with Lil X, and I said, "Go ahead, punch me in the face," and he did. Turns out, even a 5-year-old punching you in the face actually does.
That was X that did?
Yeah.
X could do it. If you knew X,
I saw his mom right now. But I didn't really feel much at the time, and then I guess it bruises up. But I just wasn't around with the kids.
I didn't notice it actually.
So very odd. I mean, a little bit more conspiratorial there. I don't think there's anything really there, but some people are saying that, Elon Musk all of a sudden is criticizing Donald Trump, and kind of in the midst of this, he went to the Oval Office. He shows up with a black eye, and now he is absolutely slamming the Trump administration over the spending bill. What is actually going on here? And I just wanted to give the most recent from Donald Trump on this whole debacle. I just refreshed Truth Social. Let me refresh it one more time to make sure there's nothing new here. Okay, this is the latest from Donald Trump on Truth Social about Elon Musk. Donald Trump says, "I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase." Wow, I didn't know that. "And things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again." So it appears Donald Trump has taken it in stride. It is kind of disheartening to see these two fighting, because big fan of Elon, big fan of Donald Trump. But what I believe it ultimately stems from is Elon Musk is unhappy with something in this spending bill. Just because he says it has to do with the deficit doesn't mean it actually has to do with the deficit. Politicians do this all the time when they harp on an issue that the American taxpayer cares about because they are unhappy with some other aspect in a bill or a certain issue. But what do you guys think? What do you think started all this? Do you agree with my conclusion about Elon Musk is unhappy with something in the bill? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious he is, but do you actually think it has something to do with the deficit? I don't think so. I think there's something else to this. What do you think about Elon Musk's comments over Trump allegedly being in the Epstein Files? Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Down below in the comments, like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.